Okay, all of you, very good morning to all. Today we are going to discuss about OS reference model, right? This is the continuation class for previous or yesterday's class. That there is a OS reference model. In that OS reference model, having 7 layers, right? We know that kind of information. Why? Because already discussed it in previous class. Okay, is it clear my voice, all of you? Respond. All of you, is it clear? Is it clear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Okay, audible? Okay, okay, good. So coming to the today's class, here from the 7 layers, the first starting layer or first layer of the OSI reference model is physical layer. We know that what is the physical layer and what is the working of physical layer. Okay, what is the uses of physical layer, right? What is the example for physical layer? Already all these points are discussed in the previous class. So once again, I will tell you once again, all of you, there is a physical layer. That physical layer is used for the purpose of transmitting the rabbit or rabbits, okay, or mixing bits from one layer to another layer. For example, there are 7 layers available at sender side. Okay, also these are all 7 layers are also available at receiver side, right? The sender send information from sender side to receiver side by using the physical media. Why? Because it is establishing a path, okay, before transmitting any kind of information from sender to receiver, right? In this OS reference model, there is a physical layer is available. Okay, by using the physical layer, so we can transform the information. I mean, that is called rabbit information, okay, successfully. So for this transmission purpose, we are using one of the important media that is also known as RS-232C protocol, right? That is one of the example for physical layer. Okay, clearly mentioned, physical layer is used for the purpose of transmitting the bits. Okay, so that's why we are can assign bit at a physical layer. So coming to the data link layer, the data link layer is a next layer or second layer of the OSI reference model. So this is the second layer of the OSI reference model, data link layer. In this data link layer, the information is transmitted based on packet, I mean frames, right? First of all, received information from the physical layer, right? That received information rearranged as a frame or number of frames or variable length of frames. So right, frames are transmitted by one layer in OS reference model. That layer is also known as data link layer. Okay, so before arranging a data in a frames, first that entire information is checked out by using different techniques. That is cyclic redundancy check. Okay, CRC method, that is also known as CRC. Hamming code, by using the Hamming code, we detect the error, right? And at the same time, we are also correct that error by using error correction methods. Yes, so error here, error correction and error checking are identified. Okay, techniques are applied on that data link layer. That is one of the important point. Okay, must be remember each and every student. So here that in data link layer, there is a information. That information is transmitted in the form of frames, right? Next, coming to the network layer. The first point about network layer, this is the third layer of OSI reference model. Okay, this is the third layer of OSI reference model. In this layer, there is a information in the form of packets, right? So which layer is transmit the packets in OSI reference model? Okay, there is a network layer. That network layer is used for the transmitting the information in the form of packets, right? So before transmitting any kind of packet or packets within the nodes, first identified the packet address. Okay, the required packet is transmitted from source to destination. Which destination? There are more number of nodes. Each and every node must having an address. right? So that's why, so before transmitting any kind of packet or packets, first see that address, right? Packet address. Packet address means routing address. Routing address means destination address. At the same time, node address, right? So each and every packet information available at router. The router having a routing information. So, for example, there is a network. That network contains 100 systems. That is also known as 100 nodes. The entire all these 100 nodes information available at router. Okay, that router number, right? At the same time, all the individual nodes addresses, right? So that's why before transmitting any kind of packet or packet, first that packet is reached to the router for the purpose of identifying an address or find out a destination address. So each and every packet must having source address and destination address. Source address means sender's address. Destination address means receiver address. So based upon these two aspects, so right, are two addresses. The reached, reached the packet to the destination successfully, right? Without addressing or without address, okay, does not transmitted or do not transmit, right? Any packet in the network. Why? Because there is no any identity. So each and every packet must have an identity. That identity means source identity and destination identity. Based upon these two aspects, the information, any kind of information transmitted successfully within the network. So next, coming to the transport layer. In transport layer, there is a one type of protocol is available, that is called transmission protocol data unit. Based upon the transmission protocol data unit, so the information transmitted successfully. For that transmission, there are two types of protocols are available. One is for connection oriented, and another one is connectionless. For connection oriented, there is a TCP protocol is available. For connectionless protocol, there is a UDP, right? There is a connectionless. So there are two types of methods are available: connection oriented method and connectionless method. So by using any one, we can transmitting the data, okay, from source to destination within the nodes or in between the nodes or within the network. So right, that is our intention. So first take the information or packet identified which is having any address, source address and destination address, right? See that information. Okay, based upon that address identified by using the headers format. Okay, so already this kind of information, okay, learned from the previous topic. So here the previous topic means here this is the layering principle. Based upon the layering principle, this is the message or packet message or packet information. That information must having an address. So which address? So actually the packet is available at level 5, right? Or layer 5. So layer 5 is the application layer. From application layer to next layer. That next layer is also known as which layer? Actually, this is the 5-layer architecture. In the 5-layer architecture, first layer is the application layer. Next layer is the transport layer. Presentation layer, session layer is hiding in this network, right? So next layer is transport layer. So for that transport layer purpose, transferring the information based upon the either connection oriented or connectionless service. So that's why this is the fourth layer. So that's why the fourth layer header is added to that message, given message, right? So this is the information, and this entire information, including header for information transmitted to the next level or next layer. So that layer is also known as third layer. So that's why the third layer header is also added to that one. So after that, this entire information is transmitted to the next layer. So that next layer is the second layer. Okay, that is the data link layer. So adding data link layer address, and next layer is the physical layer. The physical layer is also known as physical medium or cable or interface. So that interface is connected from sender side to sender side to receiver side, right? This is the path, right? So this the same information is also carried out from bottom to top in the server side, right? So this is information. Like this, the entire packet is transmitted, in between the nodes in the network. Okay, coming to the transport layer. There is two types of protocols are available. One is a connection oriented protocol. Other one is connectionless protocol. For the connection oriented, TCP. For the connectionless, there is UDP. TCP means transmission control protocol. UDP means user datagram protocol. See, remember all of you, these two are more important. Connection oriented, connectionless, right? The definition is also very much important, right? That is called user datagram, right? The abbreviation means user datagram protocol. Okay, and at the same time, transmission, not a transfer, transmission control protocol, okay? Not a connector. Okay, the transmission control protocol. Next, user datagram protocol. These two are very popular protocols for transmitting the data in selected manner, right? So coming to the session layer. In the session layer, there is a session protocol. The session protocol data unit is available from one level to another level, or one layer to next layer. The information is divided into number of or group of sessions. Each and every session is submitted to the presentation layer, right? So that presentation layer present the information. Okay. So next, there is another type of protocol that is called presentation protocol data unit. The presentation protocol data unit entire session is submitted to the upper layer. So that upper layer means application layer. That is one of the final layer. So at the same time, that is the target layer. And at the same time, it is one of the example for application layer is called email. Email is one of the example for application layer. Here in this application layer, more number of applications are available. So like Telnet, DNS. Okay, Telnet means terminal network. DNS, domain name service. Okay, next FTP, file transfer protocol. There are different types of files are available in the applications, right? And application, number of applications. By using application, specific application, you can accessing the data. Okay, so if example, for example, if we are taking FTP, right, file transfer protocol, we can transferring the files, okay, in between the systems based upon the FTP mode, file transfer protocol. Each and every application must have an address, okay, FTP address, sharing the information and returning the information in between the nodes. Okay, that kind of information is available in application layer. So it is one of the example. So application layer is called email, right? Email is one of the example for application layer, no doubt. So this is the information. Can I see another type of information one by one about each and every protocol in the TCP/IP protocol. So okay, we will see. So here all these 7 layers are accessing the information, okay, transferring the information, sharing the information in between the nodes. This is also known as OSI reference model. Here coming to the subnet part. This is the subnet part. So in between the sender and receiver, there is a network, subnetwork part, right? The part, right? This is the part. So this is the part is working under the network based. So that's why it is a communication boundary or communication subnetwork, right? So this communication subnetwork also establishing a connections in between the sender and receiver. At the same time, sender side connection and at the same time subnet side connection. Network are same. So that is the point. This is a connection. That connection is also known as network. Hey, this is the network and this is the network, center side network. So that's why the sender layer, when network layer host router protocol. There is a host and there is a router. So host router connection, right? This is the connection is established in between the host and router. That's why this is the network. So the network layer host router protocol. This is the data link. That's why the data link layer host router protocol. This is the physical layer. So that's why the physical layer host router protocol. right? So internally, the like this sender and receiver, here subnet is also maintain the sender and receiver, okay, subtypes. So network and network. In between these two network, there is a connection. That connection is also known as internal subnet protocol, right? So like this, internet subnet protocol. So here, this is one of the example diagram, right? So in some areas, in some examples, there is no need of subnet, right? So only establishing 7 layers at sender side and also establishing 7 layers at receiver side. Okay, na? And at the same time, simply connection. Okay, like this application protocol, presentation protocol, session protocol, transmission protocol, network layer protocol, data link protocol, and physical layer protocol, right? Without using subnet. That is also right, but it is more important, it is more useful, right? So the number of points at the same time, number of information points, right, available when you are using subnet point of subnet type of diagram, right? So that's why this kind of diagram is very useful and at the same time very understandable, right? So here it is the information available for the OSI reference model. Next one, coming to the functionalities of, right? This is the information for overall points of OSI reference model, right? So is the function or functions of the OSI layer. Functions, the overall information about OSI. So here already discussed like this physical or physical layer. It provides a physical medium. We know that through which bits are transmitted. Okay, it is identified. There is a connection formed or not. So if there is a connection formed, the entire information means raw bits are transmitted. Okay, raw bits are transmitted successfully. So next, coming to the data link layer, that in the data link layer, there is a frames are transmitted, right? It is used for error-free transfer of data frames. Okay, we know that information. It is a short information, okay, oral information about all these 7 layers. Okay, coming to the network layer, it is responsible for moving the packets, okay, from source to destination. Short information for network layer, right? We know that information. The network layer transmitting the information in the form of packets, right? The packets are transmitted by the network layer. So here, transport layer. In the transport layer, we already discussed that there are two protocols. One is TCP, another one is UDP. So here it provides a reliable message delivery from process to process communication. Okay, process to process communication, sender to receiver, there is a process to process communication. In process to process communication, reliable transmission, okay, so available. So reliable and unreliable. Reliable is a TCP, unreliable is a UDP. Right. Coming to the session layer, it is used to establish a manage, and terminate the session. Right. These are all functionalities are done by using the session. Okay, layer. Next, coming to the presentation layer. It is a short information. So it is a responsible for so translation, okay, na? Compression or compressions encryption. So here the new term encryption. So what is meant by encryption? Encryption is a technique, you know, which is having non-readable content. Means so there is a text. The text is available any kind of information, right? That text is available in a readable format. Readable format means there is a information. That information means readable information. That readable information means any human being read that message. That is called readable information. So welcome, WLCOM, welcome. We know that, right? So that welcome is encrypted, okay, by using different types of techniques, encrypted techniques. So the non-readable message is also known as encryption. Okay, encryption or encrypted message or encryption process message, right? So that is the encrypted information is available in presentation. Next, at that presentation layer, encrypting information, that encrypted information is carried forwarded to the upper layer, that is called application layer. This is the layer provide the services to the user. See, all of you remember very carefully all these points about OSI reference model, right? It is very important.
Exams.
Hello, all of you. Is it okay? Is it okay? Next, we are going to TCP/IP reference model. Another model. The TCP/IP reference model is also one of the important model in the computer network. So the TCP/IP reference model is a 4-layered suite of communication protocol. 4 layers, right? In OS reference model, 7 layers. In TCP/IP reference model, 5 layers. But the last bottom of 2 layers, that is called the physical layer and data link layer, collectively called as a single layer, right? That layer is also known as host to network layer. So that's why 4-layer suite. Okay, na? That's why called 4-layer suite communication protocols. It was developed by the DoD. DoD means Department of Defense, who developed the OSI reference model. And we know that the OSI reference model is developed by the ISO, International Standard Organization, right? But here, TCP/IP reference model is designed or developed by the DoD, Department of Defense, in the 1990s. In the OSI model, the OSI model is introduced to the market in 1964. There is a information 84 or 64. One of the information. See 84, right? So here it is a one of the important reference model, right? So this model is introduced to the market in the mid of 1960s, right? So it is named after the 2 main protocols that are used in the model. So namely TCP and IP. So that's why TCP/IP, transmission control protocol slash and IP, internet protocol. Okay, TCP/IP. There are 2 types of protocol names. Okay, the TCP stands for transmission control protocol. The UDP, IP transfer internet protocol. Okay, the TCP and IP. The name of TCP and IP means transmission control protocol and internet protocol. Coming to the next point, the TCP/IP model was developed prior to the OSI model. We know that. Why? Because this model is introduced in mid of 1960s. That OSI model is introduced at mid of 1980s. Right? So that's why it is the first prior model. Next, coming to the next point, that is important points, right? Only few important points are available in the OSI reference model at the same time TCP/IP reference model. Remember all these points very carefully. Right. Next, coming to the TCP/IP model is not exactly similar to the OSI model. Not exactly similar. Why? Because in TCP/IP only 5, okay, or 4 layers. R means the last layer of the TCP/IP, okay, host to network that contains 2 types of layers. One is the data link layer, other one is physical layers. That's why 4 layers. So in OS reference model, there are 7 layers. That's why each and every layer is working similar like OS reference model. Okay. So, but only very few reference model, very few layers are available in TCP/IP compared to OSI reference model. The TCP/IP model consists of 5 layers. Okay, the application layer, transport layer, internetwork layer, right, and host-to-host network layer. Application, transport, internetwork, and host-to-network. Host-to-host network or host-to-network layer. So these 4 or 5 layers are available in the TCP/IP. Here, the functions or functionalities of TCP/IP layers are sometimes it is also known as TCP/IP protocol suite. Right? It is the one of the diagram. This is diagram is also known as TCP/IP protocol suite diagram. Right? TCP/IP protocol suite diagram. Here, see one by one. Host to network layer. Host to network layer means it is the information. So the information means actually this is the bottom of the layer, right, of OSI or TCP/IP or OSI. So bottom of the layer, That bottom of the layer means lower layer, right? That lowest layer is a host to network layer. Okay, the TCP/IP does not specifically define any protocol here. Why? Because there is a support all the standard protocols, not only particular protocols, right? There is a information, that information is transmitted, you know, by using any kind of protocol, right? So that TCP/IP does not specify the define any protocol. Why? Because it support all the standard protocols. Can it support all the protocols? So coming to the network, for example, in this host to network, there are few examples. This is the Ethernet. Ethernet is a one of the network. So that network is established, okay, in between the nodes that links are that connection points, very high speed connection points are used. Okay, that is the 802.3 or 802.4 standards are used for the Ethernet connections. Next, frame relay. Frame relay is, it is one of the type of network. In this frame relay, so the information is transmitted in the form of frames, right? So that is the use of, there is a host to network, right? So that host to network contains some information. That information is transmitted based upon this, all this. Okay, there is a one type of topology, another type that is called token ring topology. So here, in this process, the information is organized or transmitted based upon the token based system, right? We know that information about token ring information, right? And finally, another example is ATM technology. There are information is transmitted by using these all these technologies. ATM means asynchronous transmission mode technology, right? It is advanced version of the technique, right? In this technique, there is a information. That information is transmitted based upon the cells. So here the fixed cell is available for transmitting the information. So whenever the using a fixed cell for the transmission purpose, so it is very easily identified, okay, where there is an error occurred in the given message, right? So that is the use of advanced technology, that is called ATM technology. So coming to the internet layer. So next layer of the TCP/IP, that is also known as internet layer. The internet layer is one of the example protocol is IP. Okay, IP, internet protocol. So by using IP, we can accessing the information. Okay, we can connect the information. For example, nodes for transmitting the information. IP, internet protocol. So that internet protocol is working very well based upon these protocols. Here one is the ICMP protocol. ICMP means internet. See, all of you write down ICMP. I'm telling you information about ICMP. ICMP means Internet Control Message Protocol. See, all of you, listen all of you very carefully. ICMP is a Internet Control Message Protocol, which is used for the purpose of transmitting the information. This type of information, error type of information. For example, if you want to transmitting the information from client to server, right? The client are ready to transmit any kind of information, right? So here during the information, some failures occur in that given message, right? For example, after received successfully by that information by the receiver, see and open that information, at the same time damage information. So about this damaged information, the receiver send back an acknowledgement or an message packet. Okay, that message packet is also known as ICMP message format. ICMP means error type of messages. So which type of error is occurred at a destination level? So damaged frame is received. I mean the damaged packet is received, okay, by the receiver. So that's why, so this is the garbled frame. That's why I discarded this received frame. At the same time, so you will send the same frame sent again. Okay, that is the information, error information, okay, received by the sender. So after received successfully by the receiver, this kind of ICMP message, the same information sent again. Why? Because the information received successfully, but that is the garbled information. So whenever the garbled information is received by the receiver, immediately discarded the packet, immediately send back an acknowledgement to the sender. That is called ICMP message. That kind of messages are also known as ICMP messages. So coming to the ARP. ARP, where is it? This is the ARP. ARP means address resolution protocol. Address resolution protocol, it is one of the protocol. By using this protocol, we convert the information from physical to logical layer, physical layer to logical layer. So physical address to logical address. This is information. There is each and every system must having a physical address and logical address. Logical address is also known as IP address. IP address. Logical address is also known as IP address. Here, one of the important point for logical address and one of the important point is for physical address is logical address. The length of the logical address must having 32-bit address. 32-bit address. IP address is also known as 32-bit address. At the same time, as well as a physical address, length is 48-bit. It is one of the important point for each. So what is the length of the IP address? No doubt. No doubt. What is the length for IP address? That. What is the length? 32-bit address. Right? And at the same time, physical address, what is the length of physical address? 48-bit. Okay, remember, all of you, very carefully. So we know that length of the physical address, we know that length of the logical address. What is logical address and what is physical address? So here logical address is a IP address. So IP address is means every system must having an IP address before transmitting any kind of information via network, right? So that logical address can be divided into two categories or two parts. First part treated as a network ID. So which network transmitting this type of information, that is an address, right? Next, host address. Next remaining 16 bits called host address. Host address means which system is transmitted from a selected network or at the same time selected node to selected destination node. Okay, now that is the information is available in the IP, Internet Protocol. And physical address. Physical address is also known as MAC address. Media address, MAC, medium access control address. So we know that there is a system. That system must having a IP address for the purpose of packet transmission. Okay, as well as there is a physical address for the purpose of media connectivity, connector, right? That is the physical connection. Each and every physical connection must having an address that is called physical address. The length of the physical address is 48 bits, right? MAC address and the same time IP address. By using these two addresses, we can transmitting any kind of packet or frames successfully in the internet. Is it clear that conversion from logical to physical, from physical to logical? First, to take the IP address and convert it to MAC address. That is called physical address. That is the information done by the ARP. The reverse process of the ARP is also known as RARP. RARP means the reverse address resolution protocol. First, take one address, for example, logical address. Take the logical address and convert it into physical address, right? By using this protocol, ARP. Okay, now by using the RARP, take the physical address, convert it to logical address. So here, these two addresses are very useful for internet protocol. And coming to the IGMP. IGMP means Internet Grouping Message Protocol. Grouping. So here, Internet Control Message Protocol. It is a Internet Grouping Message Protocol. Grouping message means like in WhatsApp, there are more number of groups. Each and every group having the same information, right? Transmitted and retrieving the information based upon the grouping ID. So here like this, the in the network also having a group or grouping information based upon the IGMP protocol. Right? It is done by using the IGMP protocol. Is it clear? All of you. All these protocols. Respond. Are you understood or not?
Sir.
Okay. So you know about ICMP, IGMP, and RERP, RP. Clear information. Okay. Coming to the next layer, that is called transport layer. We know that information. Okay. Transport layer must having two types of protocols. One is the connection oriented protocol. Other one is the user datagram protocol. That is the connectionless protocol. Why there is another type of protocol, sir? Right? That is your question. So this is the SCTP, means stream control transmission protocol. This kind of protocol there is no need. Okay, na? So actually there is another type of protocol is available in the network, that is called stream control transmission protocol, which is having some information. That information means a stream of bits transmitted, right, by using this. So right, connection oriented, connectionless, connection oriented TCP, connectionless UDP. These two, by using these two protocols, the reliable or unreliable information is transmitted, right, within the nodes in a network. Coming to the application layer, this is the one of the example layer. Okay, na? Application layer. So in application layer, there are some of the examples. Okay, na? Applications, right? Example applications are telnet, terminal network. Terminal network, it is having some of the information, right? Which type of information? For example, see, listen all of you carefully about telnet. So there is a internet. Okay, we know that internet connected different networks. Okay, each and every network operate different users. Each and every different user operate different in a different operating system or functionalities. It operate different operating systems, right? So here, but at the same time, the internet organizing, at the same time transmitting a single format. In a single format, any kind of information transmitted in single format. Why? Because so there is a one type of format is available. So like that, the telnet used different. It is received different format information and converted to only its own format. That one format means NVT, Network Virtual Terminal, is available in telnet. By using that, all the different, all the information retrieved from the all users at the same time, so that information is converted to its own platform, right? So that telnet server, right? Proxy server. So these are all the information available. Okay, so that is one of the application. Right. Next, another application, DNS, domain name service or domain name system. This kind of systems are maintained separately, right? That information, for example, fully qualified domain, partially qualified domain. Here, fully qualified domain means so there is a path name totally. So, for example, www dot next or http dot shttp dot or slash. Okay, next path. So here fully given the path name, that is the fully qualified domain. For example, partially or some part of the information displayed and remaining part missing, that is called partially qualified domain. There are DNS is working based upon the fully qualified domain and partially qualified domains. The internet is working based upon this. Next, HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. So this kind of text used or design in the design of web documents, right? This is the language. That language is used for designing the web documents, right? So client server process or web designing purpose, the hypertext transfer protocol is very useful. HTTP protocol in the universal protocol. So there is a universal level, the text name or IP address. For example, universal address is HTTP slash or SHTTP. S means security, right? Secure hypertext transfer protocol. Nowadays, yes, HTTP protocols is used, right? So this is the information. Hypertext transfer protocol is used web document or web designing purpose. This kind of protocols are used. So FTP is one of the file transfer protocol. So FTP is one of the important protocol. By using the FTP address, we can transferring the data, we sharing the data, right? And we are storing the data, FTP files, right? So here in between the nodes, we can transmitting the file or files successfully. Where remember the ID, so FTP address based upon the FTP address, you can store the information, share the information. Files of information successfully. Okay, this is the protocol architecture. Protocol architecture. So here there are four. Okay, there are four layers. Actually, 5 layers, but last bottom of 2 layers is also known as only single layer. So that is called host to network layer, right? So like OSI model, here also application layer, right? So this is the transport layer. Like OSI reference model, the TCP/IP also having a transport layer, right? So in that OSI reference model, the next layer is network layer. Here the network layer is also known as internet layer. In TCP/IP, this is called internet layer. In OSI reference model, this is layer also known as network layer. And remaining data link layer and physical layer called as a host to internet network layer. Host to internet network layer, right? So this is the one of the example for TCP/IP protocol architecture. Okay, remember carefully, all of you. So protocol architecture. They are asking about explain about TCP/IP reference model. Okay, in that time we are designing a TCP/IP model like this protocol architecture, right? We are design very easily. So identified each and every application, each and every uh, the protocols. Remember for this TCP/IP protocol, so right, host over network, internet layer, transport layer, application layer. Right, coming to the next one. This is the overall design of the network. This is the overall design of the network or internet. So TCP/IP reference model or overview of the internet. Okay, so this is the overview. In this internet, there are number of subnets, number of ISPs, number of NAPs, okay, servers, okay, topologies, LANs, types of networks, and all interconnected one to other, right, to the server. Right? So about this, we will see the entire information, okay, in the next class. Okay, is it clear, all of you? We will see the entire information about the overview of the internet in the next class. So during the class session, listen each and every student very carefully. Why? Because each and every point is observed and explained. Yeah, even a minute point is also explained. Right? That's why don't disturb with other works. Only concentrated on the selected subject. Okay, listen carefully in online mode. Okay, we will see next information about this in the next class. Okay, present I am leaving the session. Thank you.